What's up, and welcome back to the vlog. Long time no see. Let me just get to explaining a couple things. So, what has happened over this winter? I think I haven't posted a video in like almost 2 months now. So, kind of hit a dead zone. Honestly, it's really hard to continue to make videos because I didn't have anything to video, and I just ended up having to take a break. So, kind of back because it's starting to warm up again. And the other part of that was I started snow plowing on the weekends pretty much because it was snowing like every Friday, Saturday. So I just pretty much didn't have time to do anything. Too much snow on the ground to do anything. And just like I said, kind of hit a dead zone. So what I'm going to change differently this year, I know it's already March, but summer's coming up. So we have a lot of events coming up soon. Instead of a video every single Friday, which that just turned into nothing, I'm going to try to make quality videos maybe every 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. But I'm going to actually start putting more quality into the videos I'm making instead of just something thrown together in like a week to just try to rush into getting a video every single Friday. So on top of that, you know, it's they're boring videos because I was rushing them, and you know, I want to put better quality out, especially if I'm going to try to make this like a long-term like side thing. You know, it's kind of fun to teach people how to do stuff on motorcycles and cars and whatnot. So you just heard me say motorcycles. So what has happened in the last couple months that you guys have not seen is I bought a yz250f 2010, and it's had not like a lot of problems, but it's definitely had a little bit of issues that I've been trying to resolve. Big one, I put new grips on it, got these bad boys, got new ASV billet, brake line and brake lever, clutch lever. I got some nice aftermarket parts on that. I had to do new throttle cables down into the carburetor, and now what I'm running into is the braking power's not there, so I can't lock up the front brake, and that's something I'm going to fix today. So I got brakes from Motorsport. They're a super awesome company, just an online company, and I'm going to dig in and show you guys how to remove, replace, and get your brakes working properly. Might even bleed them a little bit more. So that's what I'm thinking is we just jump straight into that. I tell you guys sorry that I've missed so much time and that there hasn't been any videos out, but now it's time to get cooler videos and a lot more riding and a lot more car stuff. So let's just jump straight into this how-to. So in order to get this going, we have these two pinch bolts. We have our axle nut, and then we can get to our caliper. So it's kind of, you know, tucked away on this side of things, so we'll be able to get in there. But let's just start off removing with those two pinch bolts, taking a hammer, and we'll get this axle out of the way. Don't use a metal hammer, use like a rubber mallet or a piece of wood or something. You don't want to mangle up those threads. So let me show you how it's done. So like I said, we're going to start with these two pinch bolts. So let me grab my wrench. I don't know what size these bad boys are. 10 millimeters. 10s. So we're going to loosen these up. We're not going to take them all the way out. Ooh. Grab your 1/2 inch, not your 1/4 inch. They're a little tight, but we're just going to loosen these up. And then 2 more on the other side. Oh, goodness. Nice and tight those are. So we'll get these bad boys loosened up, and we'll jump to the axle nut. So now we're going to get this axle nut removed, which is kind of a big boy. I think it's like a 17, 18, 19. Bigger than a 19. So if it's bigger than a 19, I don't have it. So we grab our nice Milwaukee croissant wrench. Make sure it's nice and snug on there. The bike's probably going to tip forward. There we go. There we go. Get this bad boy taken off of there. just like that. And then what we can do, actually, we can put this a couple threads back on so we don't mushroom anything. Take our mallet. Oh, that's my dead blow, but give it a little tap. Make sure it's in a little further. And then we can just kind of nice and easily lift up. And then I was told the best way to get this out of there the rest of the way is grabbing onto it something from this side with a little bit more grip. And I gotta break this loose. I haven't used these in a while, but we'll grab a hold of this and then yank it out. Okay, so I obviously don't want to damage anything. So I found a socket that fits kind of like right around that. So I'm just gonna kind of tap this out till I can bite more on the other side. I'm gonna try to not damage these threads if possible. Okay, so I put my jack underneath of it to give it a little bit of pressure. So maybe when we're trying to hit on this, let's turn that all the way. Kind of sliding the bike off the stand, but just pull it back towards us a little bit. Okay, so I got a better bite finally. So now you can see you can kind of spin it. There she goes. Pop this wheel up a little bit. Boom. And boom. So we can slide this out of the way. That's a spacer. Be careful not to lose that. Same with the other side. But this is what we're dealing with. I think they're glazed over and old. And hopefully actually these new brakes I got even fit this. So there's a screw on the bottom right here that holds this pin on there. And then you can see the brakes are in there. We might have to take these two brakes off to get the caliper out of the way. But I'm gonna start with that pin on the bottom and see where that puts us. So like I said, grab my screwdriver and a flathead. Ooh, you might want to do this before take the wheel off. Oh, it broke loose. I don't know. I messed with this the other day. So yeah, that's a cap, and then there's an Allen wrench head in here. So I messed with this the other day. So my bolt already broke loose. See that in there? Get that removed. This pin out of here, and then these brakes, since they should slide out, and here they are. Here are the brake pads. Okay, these are the old pads, super glazed over, super bad chunking, and these are the new pads. These are like a high ceramic soft racing compound, so they should bite incredible. I can't even like fathom how bad these were. I wish I took a video before I took it apart. But it was to the point to where I could lock them up going like 5 miles an hour, and I couldn't even get the back wheel to pick up at all. Like endo, I couldn't even do an endo at all. So I know in a bad situation, that is not going to be good for me. So we're going to replace it with these nice bad boy racing brakes. Okay, so I need to compress these just a little bit. Okay, so I got these compressed. My recommendation is using a C-clamp if you got one. If not, just be extra careful with a pair of channies. That's my best advice. I'm gonna slide this forward, get these up in place, we want them to slide into, we want to slide these up into that metal bracket if we can get them there. Then we take our little pin that we took out, slide that through. See, they should be not like super loose in here. They don't have to be like that compressed, but yeah, they should be pretty loose in here. And all that does is give the sprocket room to jump in there. Tighten that out of the way. Make sure we put like our little flathead back in here where we're working. Don't lose it like that. Put this boy back in there if we can, if he wants to cooperate. It's like that. Yeah, I forgot. There's a spider web that I pulled out of the piston. Put that back in there. Make sure that's snug. I think that's just kind of like for mud and stuff. And then should be able to roll. Well, we can't put it back together yet because this fell out. Okay, so when everything's back together how it should be, you can roll this wheel back into place. Turn your handlebars. Forks are going to kind of move around, so just make sure you get that sprocket right in the middle. Get this lifted. Take our axle, slide it through the one side, line up this other side, slide it through. Okay, so I just had to, it was hitting right here, so I just had to line that up a little better. So now, still don't want to go in. It's got nothing stopping it now. Two-person job, everyone. Two-person job. Okay, so I just made sure it was lined up, and I just hit it like I meant it. Now it's most of the way through. We can throw our nut back on, and I don't know the proper specification for this, but this will go flush just about, or should. But please read your manufacturer specification. Let me tighten this up. So basically we're just making sure that it still rolls freely. That noise you're hearing is just in the brakes. That'll go away once we tighten or hit the brakes with the pads. Now we can tighten these bad boys down. These also have a manufacturer specification. But I like to go as good as snug whenever I'm working on stuff. You guys know this. So tighten both down, tighten the other side down. Just go snug on them for a second, and then you can kind of jump back and forth. These aren't as important since they're not actually crisscross, but make sure you tighten both of these up fairly even. This is just going to keep the axle from vibrating and sliding loose. So it's going to be fairly snug. But if you ever built a motor or have seen a motor taken apart, these have a gap right here. So these loosen up this way, and then that comes out. So we're just making sure that these are nice and safe. Okay, so I'm gonna wash my hands so I don't get my white grips as dirty as I've already gotten them. These are brand new grips, by the way, but they look cool, so that's why I went with white. We'll start this up. I'll let it warm up for a second. Don't ride your bikes cold. Then we'll just make sure that the brakes feel good, make sure we didn't lose anything. Go test drive it, and then I'll show you guys that it's working fantastic. Okay, so the bike is cold, but I'll show you. So I had some issues with it with the throttle cables when I first bought it. I'm also going to get you guys some GoPro footage and my new mic, so you can probably hear me fantastic. So I had some issues with the bike when I first bought it. So the throttle cables were all stretched out. The carburetor hasn't been adjusted. It was brand new. Adjustable idle, adjustable needle on the bottom of it. So there's just a bunch of error stuff on it. But let me pump these brakes up. Okay, brakes feel good. But she should start. It's usually about the third kick. So the first one just kind of gets compression down. I had a little issues with the float yesterday. I was working on the carburetor, So I think that's what that was. Might have another surprise coming very soon, as in it might actually get posted in this video for next week. Well, we'll kind of see how it goes on, but I'm gonna let this warm up for a second, and then we're gonna go test out our new brakes. So we should be all good to go. I got little legs. We'll see how she likes to run right now, but might have to try out these brakes a couple times. Okay, I'm starting to feel a little better. Oh, they're starting to feel better. Woo! Yeah, they're actually stopping now. Oh, I killed it. I think you guys are recording now. So, you hear that like idle? I got an adjustable idle on this, and like you don't have it perfect. It's like the idle hangs. hope you guys enjoyed this video. I got my hair cut. That's how long. No, I'm just kidding. No, I got my hair cut like right after I filmed this video. So this is like just like a couple days later. So hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this how to change your brakes on your awesome new dirt bike. And I hope it's a very in-depth kind of a video, jumping back and forth, just because I haven't filmed this so long. In the next video that you guys are going to watch, hopefully in 2 weeks from now, it'll be about a surprise that didn't happen in this video just because the timing just wasn't there. And I think the BMW or the track, it's gonna be one of the two. And track doesn't mean like dirt bike track, so it's gonna be one of the two things. Very exciting news on the BMW. But other than that, guys, hopefully this journey this summer is gonna be fantastic. Hopefully a lot of cool videos are gonna go out. Maybe I'll dial down and get smaller videos together, like smaller, quicker how-tos, like how to change your dirt bike grips and how to change your levers out and how to do your cables. You know, I'll put together videos like that as well. So just let me know in the comments what you guys want to see more of, what you want to see less of, if you guys want me to stop talking, which that's what I'm going to do now. So on that note, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.